welcome to Forward, a podcast all about finding small steps we can take in order to move in the direction of our dreams. I am your host, Lydia Morales. So whether you're running, stumbling, or crawling forward, I am here for you. We're going to figure it out together and do amazing things. Hello and welcome to today's episode. Today, I really want to just talk about the concept of failure and why we're so afraid to fail and how to move past that block so we can actually accomplish the things that we set out to do. Because if we let failure stop us, then we will never advance forward. And for a long time, the fear of failure did stop me from doing things I wanted to do. And I had to change that mentality. I had to change it from seeing things as a failure to instead seeing things as a lesson and to focus on the things that I learned and the way I grew because of that failure. And that's something that has really helped me because I have failed at a lot of things in my life. I've failed at 4 online businesses. I failed to lose the 10 pounds last year. I failed to put a podcast episode last Friday. I failed at not starting a podcast when I wanted to, which was about 10 years ago, a very long time. I would still beat myself up about a math class and a geometry class that I failed in college. And the thing about failure is that it really depends on how you look at it. Because you can either beat yourself up and feel ashamed and take it really personally, or you can decide that you learned something from it and to use it to move you forward, to use it for the next step, that knowledge you gain. And that's honestly the way I would like to look at it, because I don't want to feel like my past failures are holding me back. I don't want to feel like my past equals my future. And when you change that mentality, it really helps. When you focus on the lessons, it really helps to, 1, make yourself feel better, of course, 2, to move on from the past, and 3, to take the lessons you learned and move forward with it. As I mentioned earlier, I failed at 4 online businesses. And for a long time, I did beat myself up for that. I lost thousands of dollars. I was ignorant to some of those business models. Some of them were risky business models. But what I learned from those 4 failing businesses was so valuable. Because now, not only do I know how to create websites, do marketing, do product research, I know some about coding on the websites, the layouts, the ads, what a landing page should look like, and how to target to the right audience. And I learned so much with those 4 failing businesses. So now I'm taking all that I've learned and I'm throwing that into my new business idea. And honestly, it feels a lot easier this 5th time around because I have all of that experience, because of all that knowledge that I gained from failing 4 times prior. And I'm not proud that I failed. I mean, I really wish one of those 4 had worked, but it's okay because I'm still using the lessons today. I'm still applying the value that I learned today. And if you're really struggling with seeing the failures as lessons, if you're really taking it personally, especially women, it's like we'd rather die than fail at a business thing, or we'd rather die than share about some failures that we've had in business, or that the business went bankrupt. But if you're struggling to really get past those blocks and to get past those failures, I want you to go back to the exercise that I shared in the last episode, the forgiveness exercise. And I want you to write every single business failure or just every failure that you can't seem to let go of. I want you to make a list of all of them. You might be thinking, well, Lydia, that's just gonna sound really depressing. I don't want to do that. But trust me, it's for a good reason. Write down that list and do the forgiveness work. With every single item that you write down, I want you to really think about that moment. Let any emotion around that moment come up again. Remember how you felt. Remember the situation. And then I want you to say the forgiveness mantra, which is, I forgive you, thank you, I'm sorry, and I love you. And then go to the next item on that list and keep doing that daily until you no longer feel those blocks for failure. Because you deserve to move on from this. You deserve to not let your past hold you back. Because I'm sure you'd want to move forward and not be so stuck on those moments anymore. And then once you're done with that, I want you to write every single lesson that you've learned from those moments, that you've learned from those failures. Because I assure you that if you look hard enough, you're going to find lessons. You're going to find that you learned something valuable through what you went through with those failures. So although, yes, failing, it sucks, but it's not in vain, because if you gained a lesson, if you learned something, then it was not in vain. It was not a waste of time. And I don't want you to be afraid to go after the things that you want to go after. I don't want that fear to control your future or to limit your dreams. So if you feel like you really can't let go of these failures, then do the forgiveness work and then do the list of lessons that you've learned. Because you are going to get past this. And you are going to reach your goals, but not if this fear is stopping you. And I feel like most of us have already let fear win a lot of times in our lives. And it is something that we need to break free from. It's scary to fail, but if we don't try the things that we want to try, then we're not going to move forward. I mean, for example, I still remember when I let fear win, even in high school. I was so afraid to fail that I didn't try out for the girls' soccer team. Or in college, when I was so afraid to fail that I didn't join a dancing club that I was really interested in. Or even after college, when I would get jobs and then I'd be afraid to go after promotions because I was so afraid of failing in the new position. The point is, I have personally let failure stop me so many times. So I decided that I wasn't going to let that happen anymore. And then if I failed, I was going to fail like I meant it. And what I mean by that is that I was going to give everything my all. And if it failed, okay, I wasn't going to take it personally because I knew I had done my best. So after the 4 businesses failed and I lost money, I still said, you know what? Okay, what's going to be the 5th one? What is next? Because now I have a lot of experience and I am not going to stop until I create a sustainable business. And that's where I am right now. And if it fails, okay, I'll take what I learned, I'll do forgiveness work, and I'll go to the 6th business. But it's all about moving forward from those failures. Because I could have stopped at the first failed business. I could have easily said, okay, I suck at this. Let's just stick to a 9 to 5 for the rest of my life. And most people do that. And so that's what I should do too. But you see, my dreams don't align with that plan. And so regardless of the fails, I will keep going and I will keep moving forward little by little. So I really do want to encourage you to always go back to doing the work of the forgiveness mantra and to doing the work of the lessons that you've learned. Because I don't want the fear of failure to stop you. And I think logically, none of us want that. Logically, we want to think, okay, if something doesn't work, I can keep going. But we get so hung up on the emotional part of it, of how guilty we feel, how ashamed we feel, how embarrassed we feel. And to let go and move on from those failures, to let go of those blocks, that's gonna help so much because we have so much potential. We can literally do anything that we set our minds to. And you and I have to make a choice that we're not gonna let the fear of failure stop us. because it has stopped us enough already. And you and I, we're ready to let go of that, and we're ready to do what it takes to achieve our dreams. And even if we fail, we're gonna get up and we're gonna try again, because that is what it takes to move forward. And that is what it's gonna take to live the life of our dreams. Thank you so much. I really hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you did do the forgiveness work and the list of lessons work, because I have found that to be very transformational and very uplifting. And if you haven't done so already, make sure to sign up to my newsletter so you can be notified when the episodes air, and to be informed of other news or promotions from my Intentional Living digital planners. You can sign up and find out more at lydiamoralesco.com, and I'll have all the links in the show notes. Have a lovely day.